Step into the unknown with the Shadow Frequency and your host, Matt Wilson, as he takes you where the shadows hum.
Welcome, seekers of the strange, to the Shadow Frequency. I am Juniper, your producer, guiding you into the unknown alongside our host, Matt Wilson. Tonight, we're diving into one of the most infamous hauntings in American history, the Amityville Horror. Was it a chilling tale of paranormal terror, or a cleverly crafted hoax that fooled the world? Matt's here to peel back the layers of this eerie legend, sifting through the facts, the fiction, and the shadows in between. So turn down the lights, tune your frequency to the strange, and let's step into the darkness together. Take it away, Matt.
Thanks, Juniper. Hey everyone, Matt Wilson here, and tonight we're stepping into the house at 112 Ocean Avenue, Amityville, New York, a place that's become synonymous with terror, the Amityville Horror. It's a story that's haunted pop culture for decades, a family tormented by malevolent forces, mysterious voices, and inexplicable events. But how much of it holds up under scrutiny? Let's break it down. It all starts in November 1974, when Ronald DeFeo Jr. murdered 6 members of his family in that very house. Shotgun blasts in the dead of night. No one heard a thing, not even the neighbors. That alone raises eyebrows. Was it just a quiet weapon or something? Stranger at play? Fast forward to December 1975, the Lutz family, George, Kathy, and their 3 kids move in, hoping for a fresh start. They last 28 days. What they claimed happened next sounds like a horror movie script. Swarms of flies in winter, green slime oozing from the walls, a demonic pig with glowing red eyes staring through the windows. George even said he'd wake up at 3:15 a.m. every night, the exact same time of the DeFeo murders. Coincidence or something darker? The book by Jay Anson, The Amityville Horror, turned their story into a sensation in 1977, followed by the 1979 film. And I got to stop here and just say that when I was in high school, I read the Amityville Horror book, and I slept with the light on for quite a while after that. That is a scary book. But here's where it gets murky. Critics say the Lutzes exaggerated or outright invented the haunting to cash in. Their lawyer, William Weber, later admitted he and the Lutzes cooked up parts of the story over a few bottles of wine. Yet others, like paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren, visited the house and swore it was brimming with negative energy. Ed said he felt a presence so strong it nearly stopped his heart. So what's the truth? Was this a genuine encounter with the supernatural, tied to the tragedy of the DeFeo murders? Or a hoax fueled by greed and good PR machine? Let's hold that thought. We'll dig deeper after a quick break.
Hey, Shadow Seekers, Juniper here. Wow, Matt's really stirring the pot with this one, isn't he? The Amityville Horror, creepy pig eyes, slime walls, and a family fleeing in the night. Are you buying the haunting, or do you think it's all a tall tale? So far, it's got me wondering what I'd do if I saw red eyes staring through my window. Coming up, Matt's going to unpack more evidence, including what the skeptics say and why this story still grips us decades later. If you're loving the Shadow Frequency, please like and subscribe and follow us on YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook. Also, all of the podcast directories, Apple, Spotify, Audible, iHeartRadio. Chances are, if there's a podcast directory out there, we're probably on it by now. If you want to support us, check out our Patreon at patreon.com/shadowfrequency. If you'd like to advertise with us or suggest an episode, hit us up on Patreon, or you can email us at shadowpodcast@protonmail.com. And this is a new segment we have where we dip into the mailbag and read a couple of emails real quick. This one is from Jake in Oregon. Loving the Shadow Frequency, it says, hey, Matt and Juniper, I'm a huge fan of the Shadow Frequency. Your episode on Bigfoot sightings near Mount St. Helens totally blew my mind. The way you tied in the 1980 eruption with those eerie witness accounts, I'm hooked. Keep digging into these wild paranormal stories. You guys are the best. Thanks, Jake. And then this one is from Sarah in Texas. Brushy Bill episode was amazing, it says. Hi, team. I've been binging The Shadow Frequency, and the Brushy Bill Roberts episode was unreal. I had no idea there was so much mystery around whether he was really Billy the Kid. Matt, your storytelling is top-notch, and Juniper, the production is so slick. Aw, well, thank you. Can't wait for more creepy history like this. All right, time to get back to Matt and the Amityville Horror, fact or fiction.
Welcome back to the Shadow Frequency. Before the break, we were digging into the Amityville Horror, 28 days of alleged terror that turned a Long Island house into a legend. Now let's look at the other side. Skeptics point to inconsistencies in the Lutz's story. For one, they claim the front door was blown off its hinges by some unseen force, yet neighbors and police who checked the house later said it was intact. That green slime, some say it was just a leaky pipe. And the red-eyed pig? Well, a stray cat might have been the real culprit. Then there's the money angle. The Lutzes were in debt when they bought the house. Cheap, thanks to its grim history. Teaming up with the DeFeo's lawyer, they had motive to spin a tale that'd sell. And sell it did. Millions of books, movies, you name it. But here's the kicker. Subsequent owners of 112 Ocean Avenue reported no hauntings. One family lived there for over a decade with nothing weirder than nosy tourists snapping photos. Still, the paranormal camp holds firm. The Warrens' investigation, complete with photos of supposedly ghostly figures, keeps the believers hooked. And the DeFeo murders themselves, 6 people killed, no one waking up, leave an unsettling question mark. Was there a residual energy in that house? Something the Lutzes tapped into? Or did they just see dollar signs in the shadows? I'll leave it to you, listeners. Fact or fiction? The Amityville Horror remains a puzzle, one that keeps us tuning into the frequency of the unknown. Until next time, keep your eyes peeled and your mind open. Juniper, take us out.
And that's a wrap on tonight's Shadow Frequency. I'm Juniper, your producer, thanking you for joining Matt Wilson as we unraveled the mystery of the Amityville Horror. Did it leave you spooked or skeptical? Either way, we're glad you're here, riding these strange waves with us. Until then, stay curious, stay brave, and keep listening for the shadows. Good night, seekers.